This whole life, man, sometimes it feels like an egregious test. It just feels like certain things should not have happened, you know? Like a lot of us in this position, it's like we should have never, ever been in this situation or position we're in. We should have never been in economic struggles, psychological struggles, and all type of mental, just problems that just make your life more complicated than what it needs to be. A lot of us, we go through so much in life. We go through so many battles. We fight so many wars, and we do it alone. We do it by ourselves. And the little help we do get is only for a little bit. Because most of the time in this world, when it comes to real deep shit, and if you're somebody that's economically impoverished or somebody that doesn't look the fit of this world, you don't fit into society's norms, you're going to have a hard time in this world, you know? And we all know connections is everything. Connections with a female, connections with somebody that you really feel on a deep emotional level. You know, it's one thing just having sex with somebody, but what's sex if you don't have that real connection? You know, you can have sex with 1,000 women or hundreds of women or tens of women, whatever. But after a while, you kind of want to settle down. Your soul, your heart wants to settle down for somebody that's real, somebody that's not prefabricated, somebody that's there for you through the thick and the thin, you know. One day we're all going to pass away, and death has been a theme of my life in the last few years because it just seems like every single year I lose somebody that's close to me, and it's devastating. It hurts me, you know. I lost my auntie recently. I'm still in shock. I'm still sad. I'm just miserable. I'm angry at the Las Vegas medical system. They took away my auntie. They took away my uncle. They took away my grandmother. You know what I mean? And it's a repeated cycle. It's like they're almost doing this on purpose, like a silent war on black people that get into these situations where they're in a hospital and the people there treating them don't look like them. So they think they can get away with a lot of little shit and silently kill black people secretly. And in Las Vegas, it's very hard to try to combat that, you know, because it's a mafia-run state. You know what I mean? Point blank, you know. The whole system's a mafia, but you already know Vegas is extra corrupt, you know, and it's brutal. I just want justice, man. You know, I feel like it's messed up to have people working in environments and they don't know what they're doing, you know? Any other job, any other occupation, if you mess up and you mess with somebody's life, you get punished, you know? It just makes no sense. There's no repercussions we can immediately take to sue this hospital for negligence, you know? And then I got to deal with my own psychological war. You know, I'm still working on my little novel that I set out at the beginning of this year, if you guys remember. I was going to work on a novel. I'm still working on it, you know, writing poetry, you know, and searching for adequate ways of financial stabilization and acceleration. Let's just put it that way, you know. But I never ever thought that I'd have so many people that fucked with me. You know, I'm getting emails even to this day. You know, people hitting me up, man, are you all right? Where you at, bruh? You know, somebody hit me up and saying that, you know, they got an extra room in their house. I just got to get a plane ticket to them and all that, you know, and it's just stuff like that, man. I appreciate all the love and stuff, man. But, you know, right now I'm just trying to focus and get my mind and get my life on the right track, you know, point blank period, man. It's just been a battle for me, man. It's been hard. It's been devastating. And I'm just trying to make it through like everybody else. I'm just a regular guy. Nothing's different about me. I guess people love my voice. They love hearing me talk. That's what I get. People say they miss my voice and all that. And I appreciate that, you know, but you know, I never really thought when I was younger that life would be like this, you know, just a constant war. And I want to be a wealthy man. You know, I have so many creative and innovative ideas, you know, like my mind is always thinking of ways to create, you know, like sometimes I even make melodies and little beats in my head and then I go open up FL Studio and it's hard to translate them because I don't have like the best beat making equipment. You know, I just have like a old laptop and I'm using like demo versions and stuff. Like I don't have the real equipment. If I had the real, you know, Omnisphere and all those good VSTs and I got all the sounds, thousands of sounds and all that, you know, a lot of the sounds I use now is like just presets, you know. A lot of it's just demo shit that comes with FL Studio, you know, just the stock plugins a lot of times, and I just take them and try to tweak them and make my own original sounds and try to make melodies. But it's nothing like having the real shit, you know. And that can be said about life, man, in general. It's nothing but having the real thing, the real love that's genuine, the real friend group that wants you to grow, the real, spiritual advisors or spiritual, healers or whatever you want to call them that help you grow spiritually. Not somebody who's always asking for you to, you know, pay money in exchange for certain things. I think spiritual growth and development is something that's spiritual. It's for the soul. It's for the nourishment of the soul. You know, it's why we see in this world there's a lot of distractions, a lot of poison, a lot of corruptions, a lot of sexual seductions. There's a lot of evil in this world. And it's very hard to try to stay righteous or try to stay on the right path. And when you're somebody in a position of economic destabilization, the irritation and the agitation you'll feel every day is miserable. It's insurmountable. It's insurmountable odds that you have to face every day. But you have to face it and you have to keep going on, And the number one thing, the number one priority is the acquisition and the procurement of money. Money. That's the most important thing. Everything else, man, you might as well just ignore it because this world is all ran on money. It sucks that we live in a world that's like a prison system almost. It's like everything is designed to systematically break your mind, break your soul, break your spirit, break whatever, break confidence in yourself, break belief in yourself. But even in my low position now, bruh, and I say I'm low, but there's people that hit me up all the time and say, bruh, nah, man, he's like, you're one of the greats, man. Like, bro, you were on your way. People keep hitting me up saying, bro, don't stop making videos, man. You got a talent. There's something about you that's different than everybody else, It's people telling me. I'm just making videos, recording my pain and my anger, I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just minding my business. I don't look for beef. I don't look for engagements. I don't look to bother nobody. I just mind my business and stay in my own little lane. That's it. That's all I ever did, man. I'm nobody special. These people treat me like I'm a celebrity. A lot of these so-called haters are really fans in disguise. They know everything about you. That's what fans do. They look up on you. They say, we don't like Black Pill Villain. We hate him. It's like, okay, you hate me, but you watch every video I make and you want to keep tabs on me and see what I'm doing. I'm not bothering you. Why do you give a fuck about what I'm doing? It's weird. This world is just weird. And it's just a system of corruption, a system of just foolishness. And if you have any light in your soul, any type of brilliance in your soul, it's like you're targeted for destruction. I never thought in a million years my voice would reach hundreds of thousands of people. I think my all-time channel views is like 431,000. That's like from coming with a broken phone, for somebody making videos in his room, like half, just in his room, in his closet, just making videos, expressing his pain and his anger because his grandma's gone. And he just felt like the world just turned against him. It's just turmoil. And then it's just more shit than happened. Like, my life has got even worse than when my grandma passed away. I didn't think that was even possible, but it is, But it's just encouraged me to keep on doing my thing, man. Keep on all my talents, One day I'm going to get out this mess and one day I'll be able to do what I love for a living. As long as I put my heart and my soul and my passion into it. Every time I write, every time I rap, every time I put my bars out, every time I make a beat, as long as I go my hardest and do my best to my fullest capacity and capability and mental tenacity, then I should be able to get somewhere. I mean, I was able to talk my heart out and get thousands of people to follow me, hundreds of thousands of views altogether. And I didn't have no help, Somebody was telling me, man, those guys who doxed me, they're just big fans because think about it. You said something in your video that affected them so much that they went out of their way. They went out of their way to watch every single video and study you. Every single video, learn your language. They went out their way to do that. They don't do that to people who are nobody. Think about it. If I was just some regular guy with 21 subscribers and nobody known, they ain't gonna dox you and then take your channel down. You only take somebody's channel down when they're great or when you're jealous of them, because they somehow quote unquote surpassed you. And I don't care about stuff like that. That doesn't matter. I'm not in a competition with nobody. I'm not competing with nobody. I'm just trying to gain skills and valuable assets for myself. All I want to do is just create with passion, create things that I love and I'm passionate about and just and monetize that. That's all. I don't want no trouble with nobody. I don't want to bother nobody. I'm not trying to cause problems. I'm just trying to mind my business. I'm in a very precarious situation right now. I don't know how I make it every single day without blowing my brains out, Most people, after they got doxxed and people hit up their family members and all that and get them kicked out the house and they're pretty much homeless, people would have blow their brains out, you know? I think they picked on me because I think, what's his name? Emperor Dion, I think. He said they picked on me because I was black. Because I was a black person, a black male speaking some real shit. They didn't like that. So they targeted me, doxed me, and then lied about it. And now the people are saying, oh, yeah, you don't got evidence. It's like, man, I'm not going to even talk about it no more. There's no point even shining a light on those fucking cockroaches any more than it needs to be. You know, right now, this is my low-key little channel for now. You know, it's only a matter of time before somebody trolls and, you know, but for now, it's cool. I'm happy with my 7 subscribers. You know, even though I don't know who's the hater, who's secretly watching in silence and all that. You know, you don't know. You don't know who's watching me. I'm just making my videos and release it. Then it's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird being some type of pseudo online celebrity, but I'm not even near that. Like my voice, someone told me my voice is so powerful. I affected millions, well, not millions, but thousands of people around the world. You know, people were talking about they were watching me when they were going to work. They were watching me while they were at work. You know, they were watching me driving their cars, listening to my voice. And that says something. My voice definitely had some type of power because nobody's going to go out their way to find out your name, find out every channel you ever made, find out your channel with your grandmother on, and find out everything about you like that. No one's going to go out their way unless you really affected them in some emotional way, unless they really like you. You're not going to do what they did to me unless you really secretly like that person, you know, or you hate that person, quote unquote, but you're always looking for that person. You go out your way to actively try to find my videos, you know? They go out their way to try to see what you're talking about, see what you're doing. You're minding my business, not bothering nobody. They go out their way to try to see what you're talking about just so they can have something to talk about. It's like, why don't those people, I told those people, the people that doxed me, I told them, why don't you guys just make videos that people like and just stop beefing and doing shit like that? They didn't listen. They kept coming after me. And when I try to defend myself, I'm the bad guy. That whole black pill community is a piece of shit.